Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in to watch another video. I appreciate that. Today we're going to put together a new build based on my CineWhoop build, 3-inch. And so here's all the parts. I've taken it all apart. If you haven't seen my other video about this frame, check it out. There's a couple of changes I've made since the last video. I printed a new bottom plate with some battery straps, and also just adjusted some of the tolerances. It's much better now. The main reason I wanted to add the battery straps is so you can either do an underslung battery, or you could actually use this as your top plate if you really wanted to. You might get better airflow if you're blowing air down, and so you might actually try that in this build. Push the air down, get better airflow, potentially better lift. Not too sure, but I wanted to make sure I had, regardless of how you mount it, you get the opportunity to have a top or bottom battery. Alright, let's dive in. Front and center. Let's mount the motors first. Let's just get an idea of where all the wires and electronics are going to have to sit. Now if I want this to go upside down, I have to remember as we go through this that it's all going to be upside down. Pretty good. Make sure everything spins. Check our screw tolerances. Don't want any shorts. Looks good. Awesome. There we go. Okay, next, let's figure out where we're going to put our electronic stack. Okay, well, I kind of wanted it in the center, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, so I think probably like that, roughly. Should work pretty well. I'm going to use a marker. Use my marker here. Mark off these holes so I know which ones I'm going to use. Alright, that looks good. So we probably want to pull this off of here, get the C mounted. Pretty much this just pulls off, like so. And we'll just pop these bolts out here, little nuts off, and they come off pretty much finger tight. Set that aside. That's actually perfect. We'll have power coming out the back. Let's just set that off there for a second. 8 mils. That should be perfect. There we go. Good start. Okay, now let's tin these up. And then we'll solder these wires up. I'm actually going to leave these standoffs on there while I do these outside pads, just in case there's a blob of solder in the way. Just want to make a little cover because better safe than sorry, and I've burnt a few of these out, so it's one of the reasons why I had so many problems with my 4-inch. And honestly, if you just cover up the ESC a little bit like that, it totally reduces your odds of frying things. Put a little bit on the tip there so we can use that to heat the pad. Check all the solder, make sure nothing is touching. You don't need a ton of solder because you're going to put more on later when you add the wires anyways. There we go. Okay. Camera battery died, and we've got all our wires tinned up. Next thing we need to do is lengthen these wires, and not by much, just a smidge. Actually, I might shorten them so that the wire, yeah, let's shorten them first before we lengthen them, so that when we get the shrink wrap here on the arms, and then that'll be good. So we'll just snip those off. Not too short, but probably right about there. There we go. And we'll just take a little bit. Perfect. I haven't used the soldering iron much, but I've been doing 380 Celsius. Seems to be okay. I might, maybe when we do the pads, I find it does take a bit long at 380, so I might want to just turn it up a little tiny bit. But so far 380 seems to be working pretty well. There we go. Okay. Now we'll lengthen it up. Just take three of these. They're a little bit thicker, but that's fine. And these are just offcuts from another drone build, so they'll work just fine. These are from different motors, and they've already got some solder on them. We'll just bring in the helpers here. Just re-tin these. Okay, so we just want to extend these out. I didn't make the wires very, didn't trim the wires very long, so I'm hoping we have enough solder and wire length here. Shouldn't need too much. There we go. And shrink those down and we'll be in good shape. So I really don't want to melt the frame. Need to keep the flame from the frame, so to speak. Okay, there we go. Now we've got super long ESC wires. We can do anything we want. So we can actually even bring those up and bring them on top if we wanted to, which might be a good idea at this point. Keeps the wire away from the yeah, let's do that. All right, anyways, let's do the other side. And there we go, longer wires, perfect. Now, just need to get the right length. I wonder if I should just pop this thing out here. There we go. Now if we put these down like that, actually we're going to have this board under that. So Maybe we should mount this board up. Figure out where that's going to sit. It didn't come with any standoffs. It just came with these little tiny things here. Now what if I just put some padding underneath and just kind of cinch it down from the top? That might work. Let's try that. There's a couple pieces of foam padding on the bottom. I'll put one piece here. And then probably one piece here, and one piece here maybe. It's probably not ideal, but I think it'll work. Oh, except for I've covered the holes. No problem, just cut that piece out. Peel back so I don't cut anything I shouldn't be cutting. There we go. There we go, not bad. So I think we can just stick with our plan and run them kind of up and around like so. Like that. Maybe a little extra. There we go. And then we'll have a consistent look, at least on the wires. So these ones you don't need long at all. A little too much on there, I guess. There we go, that's better. And one more. Much cleaner. There we go. Okay. Try to do these in order. Let's just start with this guy. And we'll put him corner here. This wire is quite a bit thicker. There we go. There we go. There we go. Much better. Let's make sure we get no issues. Nope, looks good. Okay. I think those all look pretty good. There we go. That's better. And there we go. Not bad. Now, we need to put our little wire back in. First, let me see if I can finagle that thing in between these wires here. Shouldn't be too hard. There we go. Tuck those down. Put this on here. Voila. Let's tighten these up. There. That looks pretty good. Now we just plug in our magical flight controller plug. And we're good. Perfect. Now I just need some nylon M2 nuts. Should be just perfect. I don't know how the flying character, if you guys know how the flying characteristics are going to be with having the flight controller at the back. I don't know how it's going to make a difference at all or not, but I'd love to know if you guys have any thoughts on that. Now, before we do any further, this flight controller sticks out a ways, and I want to make sure that it's not going to be a problem. And it appears as though it might be. Maybe just okay. I think we're just barely okay, and the wires look good too. Okay, as long as the wire comes through the middle and around, that'll be perfect. And this side should be no problem. Awesome. Okay, next step, video. Okay, so we need video input, which we have right here. So let's just trim this to about here. Actually, let's just thread it through here a bit. And then up and around here. very useful. Okay, so after a quick read in the manual, looks like this Caddx Turtle V2 can handle full 20 volts. Put some solder on there, so we'll run VCC, ground, video in. So the first step is to solder these wires up. There we go, those are tinned up. VCC and ground. And we'll have to pull these apart, at least a little bit. As we'll do VCC on the outside, right? VCC outside. VCC. Okay, which of these is video in? Fifth from this side, which is the last one I have solder on, which is perfect. So we'll just give that a quick tap. And that's on there. Perfect. That's nice and clean. Okay. And then video output, and we need a receiver, and we did S bus, right? Yeah, that's the end one there. Okay, perfect. So we need to put a little bit of wire on here. There we go. So we'll need to solder that, and we'll need to solder this. Okay. And then we will solder this guy. There we go. And finally, we're going to want to solder up the back sides here. There we go. Okay. Take those out of there. So the middle one is always going to be power. And I believe the square one is, which one's square? The innermost one, right? Yeah. So then the outermost one is going to be ground. There. Excellent. So we'll throw the yellow one like so. Good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 volts. Battery died. This build is taking too long. My apologies. Anyway, so I just quickly soldered up the 2 wires there. Now I just want to have a quick check all around. All the connections. You just can't be too sure. You don't want anything to short out. Alright, so we've got the receiver, we've got video input, next step is video output. And so we need a transmitter, and the transmitter I'm going to use is the Eachine VTX03s. Now obviously the antenna here is not great, but we'll swap that out later for something better. Put that over there, this over here. So we did video in, so right next to that is 5 volts, so that's easy. Let's just quickly do that. Make sure our tip is super clean because these little joints here are super tiny. That's 5 volts. And ground is right next door. There we go. Alright, next door to that we've got TX3, which I think is smart audio. Let's just check that ground out. It's looking actually a little dangerous. Yeah, that seems okay. And video out. It's right next door to that. Wow, this is I think we're clear of everything, yeah? Everything looks strong, everything looks clear. Let's stick a connector on here. Most of my batteries are XT30 right now, so I'm going to go with the XT30. Maybe I'll order some batteries if it all goes well, and then we can swap it out. There we go. And that's it. Continuity meter. And you just want to touch, basically start with power and ground here. It's a good sign. No beeps. Start here. Oops. No beeps. Very good. Anywhere where we have power and ground. No beeps. No beeps. No beeps. Excellent. I think that's great. All right. All signs point to no shorts. Turn that off. All right, let's button it up. So let's just tighten up all of these. Okay, let's put it together. First thing we're going to need to do is put the little camera gizmos on here. That's the top. Let's assume we want to put this upside down, so let's assume the top is the bottom is the top. Now it's just, let's do like slight angle. And then we'll adjust it. Make sure you don't cross thread these because they're pretty easy to cross thread. And make sure it's as even with the other one as possible. That should do it. This is going to have to come around here like that, in which case we can put a little twist tie like so. There. And now we can start building. Alright, hopefully this will all work. Are some nice long screws, which those are not, but we basically need these to come up through the bottom. Let's see how well this works. Let's just go in as far as where the camera goes. Right there. And the back side we'll put in all the way. Nice. That's one side pretty much in. It's already feeling pretty solid. Excellent. Alright, flip it around. Let's do the other side. And we can probably actually put one side of the camera in here. Possibly. Stick it right in there like that. And there it is. Oh, I've got a bit of an angle going on. But yeah, that's basically how the camera goes in. I think we need probably another 3 millimeters in length on these. But we'll see. You might just see this top edge. Looking great. This is looking great. Everything fit perfectly. There we go. Oh, the camera's in there good. Got pretty good support for the camera. Seems to have worked out pretty well. All right, I think we can. Well, let's just poke it out the side for now. I think that's just fine. And this one here we'll just loop it through a couple of these holes actually. It's almost like I meant to do that. It's meant to be. Good enough for now. And we'll just tuck that under here. Which way? This way is fine. Watch that ribbon cable. We don't want to squish that. That's good. That's a bit snug, but overall pretty good. And there we go. Let's tighten these up. See, this one's long enough. That would actually actually ended up being the perfect length. All these other ones I think are too long. That's kind of funny. Oh well, let's stick them through for now and we'll find the right sizes later, I think. Yeah, so these ones, I suspect these front ones are too long as well, but let's find out. There, look at that. That is awesome. It is pretty heavy. It is pretty heavy, I have to say. It is a little on the heavy side. That looks pretty safe. This thing will be fine for now. Maybe we'll just actually twist tie it. I don't know what we'll do with this. Or maybe we just actually, oh, that'll work. We'll make it pretty after we know it actually functions. I don't even need nuts, but you know, for good measure, we don't want things coming apart because it may just go random directions. We don't know for sure. There we go. I know it's not amazing, but I think it's pretty cool. It's home built and that's pretty exciting. All right, let's quickly throw a prop on there and see what it looks like. Well, that fits nicely. Very nicely. There we go. Look at that. Fits just perfectly. All right, that's it for the build. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and watching me kind of figure out what I was doing as I went along. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to fly it and see how it goes. Hopefully we'll see some HD footage soon. Thank you guys for joining. Really appreciate you guys dropping in. Really appreciate you guys watching the videos. If you aren't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button and follow along. Thank you so much.